Let me show you something.
Good morning everyone, welcome to another episode of Speed Tribe X. Today we are looking at the BMW 330e. Yeah, it's a hybrid, but it is in BMW and it is rear wheel drive. Well guys, as promised, I am making more YouTube videos, and also a huge and special thank you to BMW Malaysia who gave me this car, and thank God finally they're giving me this car. Hopefully they can give me more cars. Huge shout out and a huge thank you to BMW Malaysia. For the person that helped me get the car, you know who you are. Thank you so much. Now let's get on with the video. Now let's get to some numbers. This car has a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, made it to a hybrid system, which gives a total power output of 252 horsepower and 420 Newton meters. And that's quite a lot of torque because it is a hybrid. But it does have an Xtraboost feature. Weird name, but it is pretty cool, where if you know BMWs, at the end of the throttle, there's like a button you can click. When you click that, it basically gives this car the extra boost by draining or by pushing out all the power from the electric motor, which means this car at that point has 292 horsepower. It's like a 40 horsepower shot of NOS or something. It's really cool and it's really fast when you do that. This car does 0 to 100 kilometers in 2.9 seconds. It also does a top speed of 230 kilometers an hour, and it is very much stable at that top speed. That's all I can say. It also has a 12 kilowatt lithium ion battery in the back of the trunk, which in full electric only mode would give you, realistically in the real world, as I've tested this car, around 35 to 40 kilometers of range of just pure electric driving. I don't really care about that because I just use it for the 290 horsepower extra boost, because that feature is super cool, it's really fast, and it just works. So yeah, use the electric motor for extra boost. Who cares about saving fuel? And now for the big number, the price. This car is 265,000 ringgit, which also includes a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty and probably some other things that I don't know about. Now in terms of the looks of this car does have the BMW M Sport body kit, and starting from the front you can see it has a really aggressive bumper, these adaptive LED headlights, these grills painted out in black and that aren't super big or look like a pig. So I think the front end looks really cool. You know, this part here that comes in all the way to the headlights, the grill below, it looks super aggressive, super cool. I think this car looks really good. What do you think about the G23 series looks? Let me know in the comments. Now, if we come around to the side, as you can see, this car looks super aggressive, a ton of really sharp and nice body lines. I think this car looks really good. It's a cool looking car, and I don't really say that about 3 Series unless it's an M3, but this thing looks pretty damn good with the M Sport body kit. This car also comes with these 18-inch wheels as standard. It's wrapped in Michelin PS4s, which were so good. Upgunting, that video coming soon. But the wheels look great. On their own, they look fantastic. To me, I feel like this car looks so good that it makes the wheels look not that good. I feel like the car overpowers the wheels, and this car maybe should have more aggressive wheels as an option or something, because this car looks really damn good. I don't know why I'm saying that about a regular car that's not an M car or anything special, but they just nailed the design. It also has the charging port right here below the M badge, which leads me to one of my favorite features of this car, which is the proximity locking and unlocking system of this car. I think that's what it's called, but it's the system that lets you lock and unlock the car, and it's super good and super cool. Now, probably some of the cars have this, but this is a car I have, so it makes it cooler. Now, let me show you how it works. See, as you can see, the car's locked, which means the side mirrors are closed, right? Let me show you this. You just put your hand in, and it unlocks the car, which is fantastic. But what it also does, close the door, and you just walk away, right? It locks by itself the second you get a certain distance away from the car. Now you can set it to unlock once you get a certain distance nearer to the car. Obviously, I didn't set it like that because every time I get near and move away to make the video, it's going to lock and unlock the car a million times. But I really like the way that you can just put your hand in, and you can do it in all four doors. Put your hand in, and it unlocks the car. All four doors, it unlocks all of the doors. And when you walk away, it locks itself. Now, I know some people say that when you walk away, sometimes it doesn't lock itself. That's bullshit. It does. It works every single time. I've used it all the time. It locks every single time. It's so good that you just forget to lock the car. You walk away, then you turn around. You see the mirrors are closed. It's locked, baby. You never, let me get this straight. You buy this car, you never even have to see this key, even though, well, it's just a normal BMW key for a normal BMW, but you never have to see it if you don't want to, man. Oh yeah, there's also something about this key, because if you can see, it does have 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons. The top one being unlock, the BMW badge being to lock the car, and then the third one being to open the trunk. And the fourth button on the key does one feature that I think, especially because we live in Malaysia, is really useful, is if you press and hold it, the grills open up. And what it does is, it turns on the AC in the car, so you can turn on the AC from inside your house before you leave the house. As you can see, the AC is now running. It will cool down the car. Let's say, like, if you park it outside like this, and you come at 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. to get in your car and leave, you'll be sweaty before you even leave your house, because you need the car to cool down from all this Malaysian heat. But how cool is it that you could just turn it on from inside your house, and it would just cool itself down for you, and you could just go in and sit in that cool AC. And this car has really, really good AC. I mean, it's a BMW. Obviously, it has really good AC. Also, if it runs like that for 15 minutes and no one goes in the car and drives it, it'll just turn itself off. So you have nothing to worry about. Now, I turned the car around because I think the rear of this car, or the ass, as would be referred to by car guys, needs just some appreciation to how good the damn thing looks. This car looks so damn good. It drives well, really well. These lights, right? These 3D lights look so cool. And the back just looks really, really aggressive and sexy. Now, for the practicality point, it does have a rear camera, which is really good, and it has a power boot to open it. As you can see, the boot is fairly large, but obviously it is 100 liters smaller than what it would have been because of the extra 300 kilos from the hybrid system and the batteries. Oh yeah, I didn't forget. I know you guys want to hear how it sounds, so take a listen.
Let me show you something.
Well guys, now we're in the back seat of the BMW 330e, and as you can see, that is my driving position. I am almost 6 foot tall, which means I have about this much of headroom, but leg room is fantastic. You could easily sit here for longer journeys. Actually, this is the first time I'm sitting at the back of this car, and it's surprisingly comfortable. Now in the middle seat, the seat is a bit higher, but it is quite comfortable nonetheless. A little less headroom, some lights, and then practicality wise, it has AC, so 3-zone climate control. It has a 12-volt socket right here. It has 2 USB Type-Cs, 2 cup holders, which work really well because when I went to Genting, I put 2 drinks here and never spilled. They didn't fly out or anything, and I was pushing this thing hard. That video coming soon. I just wanted to mention another feature that's super cool that a lot of cars have, but a feature that I also use every single day. The automatic trunk opening thing. Dude, when you're carrying things and you can just do that and open the trunk, it makes life so much easier, so you don't have to put the things down or anything. It's a really good useful feature. Right guys, now I'm in the interior and I can start this baby up. It does start in electric mode. If you want to start the engine, foot on the brake and push the throttle until the end to where, you know, it has that button at the end, and you push it on that and the engine starts up. Now as you can see, this interior is super well built, super high quality, no squidgy things anywhere, no nothing. The glove box is large, has this beautiful pattern, and it has this part with the cup holders, which are fantastic, and they hold drinks well. It has a wireless charger here, and then on top of that they have these buttons that, you know, you slide your finger across them and they tell you what they're doing, so you can assign these buttons to anything you want. The sound system in this car is pretty damn good. I can't play any music, but take my word for it, it's really good. Below here you have the traction control off button, the parking sensor button, the battery recharge button, the gear lever, a bunch of stuff to control the screen with if you don't want to use the touch screen, then the park brake, and this handrest, which doesn't move but it opens, reveals some papers and receipts and stuff that I have. But it's a pretty big storage compartment. And inside here, there's also a USB Type-C charger, and it's a fast charger. The wireless charger is a bit slow. I mean, as a normal wireless charger would be. Steering wheel, which is an M Performance steering wheel, and it's fantastic. The width of it is great at the place you're holding it. Everywhere else, this year's is great. I mean, the width is fantastic. I think the older M steering wheel was a bit too thick for most people, including myself. Hey BMW.
Hello, what can I help you with?
This one.
Please try once again.
I don't need any help.
Please try again.
Yeah, or you can just click the button and it'll turn off. Which is fantastic that you can turn her off with a button and turn her on with a button. Okay, so the gauge cluster does change from when you put it in hybrid and sport mode. On the right side you have your battery percentage meter, on the left side you have your fuel, and then on the display here, the infotainment system, actually the navigation system is really good. The only problem is it doesn't detect traffic in some places. Even if the road is packed with traffic, it will still give you that route because the car can't detect whether the road has traffic or not. I don't know why that is. 2 things I want to highlight is, number 1, the sports display, which is super cool. You can see the G-forces, etc. And then the other thing I want to highlight is the energy flow chart, which shows where and how the energy is flowing from the car. That is super cool. Maybe both of them are a bit gimmicky, but they're super cool, and I do leave them on like this, so practically speaking I do use them, so it's not like a complete waste. But that's that. Speaker great, radio great, gauge cluster is great, the paddles feel great, Everything in this car is super high quality and well built. Now these seats are also great. They're really soft, nice leather, and they feel fantastic to sit on. I've sat on these seats for quite a while over the past 4 days, and I have zero complaints. They're fantastic. You can adjust the bolstering, which I think is an option, but this car does have it, and it is so good. Like when you're going on hard corners and you put the bolstering tight, oh, for a like comfortable seat, it's really good. And one feature I want to show you is when you open the doors, it has this door highlight thing where the lights turn red, and it's so that when you open the door, oncoming traffic can see you. Alright guys, now driving the BMW 330e in comfort mode. Well, not in comfort mode, more like in hybrid mode. So I'm gonna drive it chill. It feels great actually. I mean, it's a BMW 3 Series. BMW wouldn't release a 3 Series unless it was great. But this one, there's something a bit different. This might be a great driver's car. It's something we haven't seen in BMW's normal cars in a while. This car obviously is very, very comfortable when you're driving slowly, which isn't something I'm surprised about because the previous generation 3 Series, the F30 and then the one after that, which I think is the E90, are both very comfortable cars. But what they're not are cars that make you want to push them harder. That's something I feel different about this G20. And from what I've heard, a lot of people in general are saying that the G20 is a lot harder, which means it's a more driver-focused car. From what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling right now, that's the conclusion I can come up. Now, if you're like me and you floor it every damn chance you get, like right now. Now the exhaust sounds fairly okay, but it is being pumped through the speakers, so it isn't like real, it is synthetic, but it's all right because it has the hybrid assist. Oh my god, there is absolutely no lag. You put your foot down, it takes maybe 1 second, and then it's go. And when I mean go, it is go. So it's a really good car to drive. Also, if you keep flooring it, you'll have to visit the petrol station quite often, because it's not that this car drinks a lot of fuel, it's that it has a small fuel tank. It's only 41 liters, and that is partially, I think, because of the hybrid system in this car. But do I care that the fuel tank is small and that I can floor it all the time? No, I'm still gonna floor it any chance I get. Now, obviously, if you're a normal driver and you're not a car guy and you don't floor it every chance you get, your fuel will be fine. The hybrid system will take care of it. Just make sure you charge the hybrid system, because if you don't, then there's kind of no point in buying this car, because then you're just towing basically 300 kilos of excessive weight. Now, just so you know, when I picked this car up, BMW Malaysia were very kind and they gave me a full tank of fuel and the battery was fully charged. The goddamn fuel took so long before I even saw it decrease. It was insane. I was like, what? It was so efficient on fuel, because now after using it for a while, I know, like, in the different modes how it sucks fuel. Like in sport mode, it obviously does it a lot more, but holy shit, when I was driving it in hybrid mode, when the battery was full until the battery ran out, the fuel literally almost didn't change. Like, it was so minute, it was insane. So yeah, if you charge it every day, that 41 liter tank is probably gonna last you a whole bloody week. Now, let's do some sporty driving. I'm gonna put the car in sport and let's see what this thing can do. Ooh, the suspension becomes a bit harder. This does have the M adaptive suspension, which actually, from what I've heard, is softer than the normal ones. The M adaptive suspension is softer than the normal one. It is pretty damn fast because of that extra hybrid motor. And you could just place it anywhere. It is so easy to drive this car fast. Will it kill you? Probably, if you don't know what you're doing. And the brakes, oh, I have to talk about these M brakes. They're so good. Up Genting, the car, I was pinning it. I'm pinning it right now in the brakes. They don't fade. They don't feel like they're a bit fading. They are solid. This car is just so competent through the corners. It just might make you think why BMWs haven't been like this, because I don't know. This car is just so good. Now anyway, during sporty driving, this car is just so... It's not like most luxury sedans where it's like, oh, you know, you can push me to the limit, but I don't like to be at my limit. This car is not like that one bit. This car is like, yeah, push me to my limit and I will happily stay there. That's what this car does. It's crazy. I know it sounds like I'm just over praising this car or something, but I don't know. It's very rare that I drive a normal car, right? That's not an M or something special like a supercar or a GTR or a Ferrari or whatever, and that actually drives good. This car is playing with you in the limit. It's taunting you. It's not like, hey, come on, I can do more. It's more like, this is my limit, but at my limit, we're gonna have fun, right? At my limit, I'm not gonna shit myself, right? At the limit, I'm not gonna just completely understeer in every corner or oversteer in every corner and lose my grip and lose the composure. It's gonna be, this car is so damn competent at that. You're pushing it to that 99% of what it can do. It's so competent and it's so comfortable at that level. Now, did I reach the car's limit when I went to Genting? That video should be up next after this. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on your notifications to be notified when I upload that video of me thrashing this car around the Genting mountains. But yeah, did I reach its limit? Yes, I did. But you would be surprised where that limit was. Ooh, and when you put your foot down, my friend, this thing has some get up and go shit. Whew. Damn, son. This thing, as I say again, definitely has some get up and go. Now, to sum it all up, if you're looking for a sexy looking, good driving, luxurious, well built, mid-size family sedan, this is your car. 252 horsepower, 420 Newton meters. You never feel like you need more power. It's super stable at high speeds. It's fantastic to drive. If you don't want the features of the hybrid system, you can just get the 330i. Now, question of the day. Do you guys think BMW is making cars more driver focused like they used to again? Let me know in the comments what you guys think from what your friends have said, from your own experiences. Is BMW actually making their more normal cars, not the M cars, their normal cars, more driver focused? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, if you're interested in this car or any 3 Series, you can always contact your local BMW dealership to get more information, to get the prices, and whatever you need, they'll help you out with it. So yeah, until next time, ciao. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Speed Drive X.